Good morning, YouTube. Making another vlog today. Honestly, past few days I've been super busy with work and taking pictures and getting my life sorted out here in Calgary. And honestly, I've been kind of doing these like half vlogs, vlog for half the day, and then I'll end up not vlogging for the rest of the day and I'll delete that, or like I just wake up way too late to start the vlog. But today we're back at it. Today we're doing another vlog. And finally got my appliances in, finally able to cook for myself, eat some like good food and stuff like that. Today I got a couple things going on. I gotta pick up my bed frame. I'm gonna kind of be doing like a room tour once everything's set up. But today I wanted to talk about why I dropped out of college. This is gonna be like a massive video. A lot of feels crammed into this one video, but first I'm gonna make some breakfast. As usual, really miss that coffee. I normally make my own cold brew coffee. Well, it's like cold brew. I don't really drink it cold brew. I make cold brew and then and then I just make it into an iced coffee. But right now, still kind of limited on my kitchen setup. Just got like one of those store-bought cold brew ones, and I just mix it with vanilla, almond milk, and I don't know, it's kind of my jam, kind of dig it. It is really nice to have iced coffee back. So to give you guys an update, I moved into this place. First 2 weeks, did not have a fridge, wasn't their fault. I moved in middle of the month, but I finally got my setup now. So I'm super excited to be cooking stuff and to be having ice and iced coffee and all the stuff I normally have in my kitchen. Alright, so back to what this entire video is about. Why did I drop out of college? Well, to really answer that question, I gotta go way back into kind of like a story time, but like get to know Landy Woo's life and all of that crap. Growing up, I loved doing creative things. I liked art class, I liked just a bunch of different creative stuff. I remember in grade 5 or grade 6, and I wanted to make yo-yo reviews on YouTube. I had this idea that I was gonna start a channel reviewing yo-yos. It was really that kind of voice inside of my head throughout my entire life that really sparked like this idea of doing something out of the traditional realm. You know, it's weird because every single person I grew up around was the exact opposite. I mean, my parents are both very 9-to-5 people. They believe in the 9-to-5 structure and they want the best for me, but this world is just completely foreign to them. But I'd be watching YouTube some nights, maybe I'd be looking at magazines with photos in them, and I'd just be thinking like, hey, like maybe that person doing photography could be me. Or I'm watching this video on YouTube and I'm like, maybe I could be living that life instead of this life that I thought was realistic or just what normal people did. I really thought you had to be someone different or someone coming from a special background to do anything outside of doing well in school, going to college or university, and then getting a 9-to-5 job. And really growing up, that idea kind of ate away at me, but everything I saw around me was so not that. It seemed like such a foreign world to me. And so for a long time, I just kind of stuffed those ideas in the back of my mind like they were something super unrealistic, or that they were just crazy ideas, or that they were naive or childlike. But then, I went to college. When I went to college, man, I absolutely hated it. And for any of you who might be in college right now, who might feel bad about your grades, guys, at one point my GPA was a 1.8. So I hope that makes you feel better about your grades if you think your grades suck. But the thing I realized, and maybe not at the time, but the thing I realize now is I really like learning. I love getting educated. I just didn't like what I was learning in school. I would stay up for hours at night learning about photography, reading about photography, learning from different people on how to edit, and like everything I know about photography And all of my work, all the work people pay for, all of my professional work, everything I've learned online and just through myself and experimenting and going out with friends and taking pictures. And it really wasn't that I didn't like learning. It wasn't that I didn't like school. I just really didn't like what I was learning. And I felt that what I was learning in school wasn't pushing me towards where I wanted to be. And I went to college. I was really close to getting my diploma. And, when you're that close to something, things feel different. See, school is kind of like a safety blanket. Your entire time within school, you're inside of a bubble. You're inside of this ideological framework, and it's safe, and nothing's different. Nothing's wrong with it. You are just in this ideal place. But the very minute you're about to exit that place, something feels really different. Everything gets really real, really fast. And all of a sudden, getting this accounting diploma, I knew the way that my parents would feel about it, and perhaps my friends and adults around me might feel about it, but to me personally, it really didn't mean anything. And in fact, to me personally, it kind of felt like I was being a sheep, and I was just going along with the herd, and I wasn't truly doing what I personally wanted to do. And I even had a job in accounting for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I ultimately ended up getting fired from that job because I was pretty bad of an accountant. To my ex-manager, if you're watching, sorry. Perhaps it's naive to say that I knew a job, only working 3 weeks there, but I knew that that really wasn't what I truly wanted in life. And for me, despite of what that job provided or that lifestyle provided and the stability that it provided, to me wasn't what I wanted. My parents once told me that I needed to struggle in life to stay in school. They told me that there was this idea that, well, if you know how bad things could be, you'll always strive to work really hard towards something different because you know how bad things could be. And I didn't really understand what they were saying at the time, but nowadays I understand it in a whole different context. See, my parents told me that to try to get me to stay in school because it could be so much worse, but I know what it's like to go to school, and I knew what it would be like to work a job in accounting, and for me, that was what was bad to me. Doing something I hated for the majority of my life was much worse to me, and that's when I really knew that I had to do something different. I had to change something about that. I kind of took what they said, but interpreted it in a whole different context. For me, it was like, yeah, you're right, but for me, what's terrible is doing something I hate. So I have to work really hard to do anything but that. So I kind of thought about it, and I think I thought about this question in my mind for probably 2 weeks, just constantly, every single night, going to bed, thinking about it, waking up, thinking about it. And one of the things I thought a lot about was how long until I hang up these childlike dreams I have? How long till I stop wanting to do this kind of stuff? Like, if I'm doing it for 10 years and I still, haven't been successful at it, how much longer am I going to keep doing it? And I think I thought that there used to be this realistic answer, this realistic number of, well, I've worked on this for 10 years, it's not for me, I'm going to stop doing it. But what I realized was that the most realistic answer for me personally is never. This is what I love to do. I didn't start taking pictures because people told me I was good at taking pictures. When I first started taking pictures, people told me that my pictures were absolute garbage, but whatever people said to me, it didn't really matter to me because I loved taking pictures so much that I just kept on doing it, even though I wasn't that good at it. And so I think that was really the wrong question to ask myself. It wasn't about when are you going to quit. It was the right question to ask myself was, are you going to keep doing this forever because you truly like it? And the answer for me is inevitably, and almost not even on my own volition, that I am going to keep doing it because this is something that I truly like. And perhaps from that perspective, this is the most realistic thing for me to do because it's the thing that I'm going to be striving towards. It's the thing that I'm going to keep working on. And man, I'll be the first to say, when I edit pictures for 5 hours, I am way, way less tired than just doing something I don't care about for 1 hour. I'm willing to work 5, 10 times harder at this thing. And I can't help it but to work hard at it because it's something that I really like. I'm constantly trying to improve what I do. And I really thought back to, something that a creative guy said once. I think he was on YouTube, but I don't remember correctly. But he had said this in the context of deciding whether or not to do stand-up, but I think it applies to any sort of art. He said, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself this question: is the pain of not doing what you want to do in life, does that pain outweigh the pain of the suffering you're going to experience doing what you love? And for a long time, I didn't know the answer to that question. But after going to school, after briefly working in a career I didn't like, I knew the answer to that question was it absolutely outweighs the pain of doing something that I don't like. And so I didn't go into this whole thing expecting success. I didn't go into this whole thing expecting it to be easy, but I knew in the back of my mind that it would be easier than doing something that I hated for the next 40 years of my life. And I think the thing that finally set everything in motion for me was this idea of success. In my opinion, at least in this field, success is not guaranteed. It's not as linear of a path as traditional education. Some people make it, some people don't. And the reasons behind that aren't always entirely obvious. But for me, even if I never become successful at doing something like this, it's kind of irrelevant because the whole point is to do something I enjoy. And if I do it and I'm not successful, I can personally live with the fact that I never made it, that I gave it my all. But what I can't live with, what I really, really can't die with, is thinking in the back of my mind, what would have happened if I would have just commit my life to something that I love doing. And after thinking about it for, I guess, not that long in the greater scheme of things, and it's weird, I had never really considered this till I was almost at the point of graduating. I had really never thought about it. I think that's why so many people get cold feet during marriage, or when they're about to get married, because, it's a funny example, but I think it's true. It's because it doesn't really become real in your mind until you're actually there. It's not real, it doesn't feel real until something's actually about to happen. So I was really ready to just throw myself into this and dedicate my life to this. And the truth of the matter is that I probably was not ready to do that. But what's also true is that you don't know if you're capable of handling something. You don't know if you can deal with something unless you actually make that first step into what's the unknown, what's chaos, what you aren't sure yet if you can handle. On one hand, it's like, that's true, it could absolutely destroy you, but on the other hand, only stepping into something fully like that can you become a stronger person. There's no growth if you stay in what's comfortable. And I hated the feeling of comfortable. I'd been pretty complacent and pretty comfortable my whole life, and I absolutely hated that. So I finally made that leap to just drop out. And I was real close to graduating. I mean, I was probably one semester away. But I started thinking about things completely differently. And, my mom would tell me, she would always tell me that, you have to think long term. To be honest with you, I was thinking long term. I wasn't just thinking about what I'm going to be doing 10 years from now. I was thinking about how I was going to feel when I was dying, how I would think about my life. And that's even more long term than I think a lot of people are thinking. In a lot of ways, absolutely love her to death, but she was thinking a lot shorter term than I was. She was thinking, what am I going to tell my friends about my son? What is my son going to be doing 5 years from now? But, I was thinking, I'm willing to dedicate my life to this thing. I'm willing to build this thing. What am I going to be doing 15 years from now? How am I going to be feeling 20 years from now about the past 20 years of my life? In a lot of ways, I wouldn't say that this is a short-term decision at all. It's extremely long-term. It goes beyond what's comfortable for me right now. And so I'd say that's the crazy past half year of my life, going from the previous reality as I knew it to this one, which is so chaotic and beautiful. And I mean, ultimately, who knows where this is going to lead me? I dropped out. I started working at a pizza shop. And eventually now I've made it out to Calgary and I'm doing real estate photos, but that doesn't negate me of struggle. I'm still struggling a lot. I don't want to give anyone the impression that I've even remotely made it or become successful. But that's why I'm making this video. A lot of people would say that you should not make a video like this unless you've already become successful. In my opinion, if you've become successful, there's no point in making a video like this. We know what's happened. You know, I'm making a video like this because I'm saying regardless of success or failure, in my opinion, this is all worth it to me. And really, this is the story between, you know, choosing two worlds, choosing the unknown and going away from what you know and comfort and giving up the thing that you have and the thing that you've been holding on so dearly to in order to have the possibility of attaining what you truly want, your real desires and motivations in life. And I think that I'm making this video because I think this type of video is meant to be made by someone who doesn't yet know where they're going to end up. I'm not going to delete this in a year from now and get embarrassed, because there's nothing embarrassing about my genuine thoughts and my genuine feelings towards what I'm doing in life. Even if I change my mind 5 years from now, which I don't think will ever happen, but even if I do, it's all part of the story. I don't think there's anything embarrassing about that. So yeah, that is really why I dropped out of college. And yeah, it's pretty crazy, and things worked out a lot faster than I expected. And there's still a lot more things that have to be worked out. I'm by no means stable yet. I'm by no means, you know, doing phenomenal, but it's a step in the right direction. And a lot of people ask me, you know, why didn't you just get the accounting diploma? You could have made more money than working at a pizza shop. And the answer to that is the mentality. A lot of people forget about their dreams. A lot of people have this story of, I'm going to do this for a year, and 5 years later they look back on their life and they don't know how they got to this place. And that childlike, naive nature to dream just kind of gets eroded away. And you get caught up in what's so realistic or everyday life. Part of this is me making that commitment. Me not giving myself the opportunity to slip into that. And I think you really think in a different way when you make that full commitment. There's a difference between you having to do something and you maybe choosing to do something. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about this kind of stuff a lot more. Like, this new channel is just gonna be me. It's just gonna be me talking, and there's gonna be a lot of that. And I'll probably make another video sometime about doing like a Q&A about like dropping out, or like doing a Q&A about my photography, or just whatever, you know, I'm interested in. And if you guys want to hear me talk about something, please leave it in the comments below. And there's also just something so genuine about telling people your actual plans. Like, when I was telling people I worked at the pizza shop, you know, a lot of people's faces turned, they looked down, but, you know, a part of me liked that. A part of me felt that that was more genuine to who I was. And a part of me that used to tell people that I was in school and I was going to do this, and it really wasn't what I wanted to do truly inside, a part of me felt like I was lying to everyone. And, you know, that was a lot more uncomfortable of a feeling than the feeling of people judging me. Anyways, it is a little bit past 2. I am gonna go pick up a package. I'm getting my bed frame. Super excited because I'm gonna kind of do like a room tour after I get all my stuff in. And after that, I got a photo shoot, a couple of photo shoots actually, some more real estate stuff. So yeah, it's time to head out for the day. Packed up my camera equipment, about to leave. Thing about this Sony camera, the ZV-1, battery life sucks a lot of dick. Like, it sucks. And I may or may not have forgotten to charge 3 of the 4 batteries I have. This thing lasts about probably 40 minutes, or 40, I don't know. I heard some people say 45. I don't know if that's right. But it's charging and it's not even close. So I think I'm just gonna unplug this thing and just take this charge in the car with me. I hope it charges in the car. I hope that works. All right, I thought it was gonna be too hot for the leather jacket, but it's actually really windy outside, so I'm kind of glad that I brought this. Headed to the post office real quick. Gotta pick up a package. It's my bed frame. Super excited about that, and I think my mattress is coming tomorrow. But I kind of doubt they're gonna deliver it. I feel like I'm probably gonna have to pick it up because of like the apartment style. So I don't know. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Got the batteries charging up. Hopefully that works. I don't know how fast my car charger is. Seems to be working, so. Slight problem. Fits, but that piece is getting in the way, so I'm gonna have to put it the other way. Okay, I managed to cram the living hell out of this thing, and I somehow stuck it through the back of the car. It's in there sideways. Don't know how I'm gonna take it out, but it's in for now, so. All right, at the second location now, do another shoot. All right, scratch that. The construction guys need a bit more time, about an hour longer, so I'm gonna go get some gas. On my way home now. Wow, last shoot was an absolute nightmare. Took 2 hours just to start. As they say in real estate or in construction never ever finishes on time. And wow, is that true? So yeah, we got what we could done before the sun set, and yeah, headed home now. Looking forward to getting some food in the system. Holy crap, just got home. Gotta get that massive bed frame back here now. Okay. All right, bought a couple things. Got aluminum foil now. I got this cooking sheet that I'm gonna use to make my subs in. So I'm planning on, and no, it does not fit. Well, I guess I'm returning this because it does not fit in my, and I got this toaster for 15 bucks. No, last time I bought this what do you call it? This toaster oven called the Toastmaster, and I plugged it in and I thought my toast was burning, but I checked and my toast was not burning at all, and it was just short-circuiting and smoke was coming out the back of it, so I returned it. So I just got a regular toaster now at my oven, so fingers crossed this one doesn't, you know, explode. All right, got this stuff cooking up. We're gonna throw on a little bit of pepper on everything. And I'm also gonna throw on a little bit of salt. It's really all the seasoning I have right now. Normally I'd probably put some other stuff on it, but it's all I got right now. So, I don't know, it's not bad. All right, so I'm adding like a tiny bit of water to the broccoli to kind of steam it a bit. Normally I'd do this in a separate pan, but I'm really, if you guys haven't noticed, really lazy. So I'm just gonna do it all in the same one and hopefully it doesn't mess things up. All right, here's something kind of sketchy. The surface of this pan and the surface of this thing right here, it's really slippery. Like this pan just like slides off super easy, so you gotta be careful about that. That is a little sketchy, just a little bit. All right, that's honestly that's not too bad. I feel like I really need a bigger plate because like I can't cut anything, but like I don't know, it's edible. So just finished eating. I'm gonna do a bit of work on the computer now. FaceTime a couple friends. All right, I don't even know what time it is. It is like, it's 11:40, but I'm gonna make my bed now. I got these cool LED strips that I'm gonna kind of mount along the bed to make it kind of glow underneath, but first I gotta vacuum. Kind of in a little bit of a dilemma. I was gonna originally put the bed on this side with the headboard facing this wall, but now I'm kind of thinking about switching it up. I could put my desk on this side. Alright, so run into a slight problem. Basically, I'm a genius and the light I bought is not long enough. So, I'll just mount it on the wood kind of in the center. It's now 1 o'clock. I've decided to move the bed to this side. One, the heater gets really hot when it's on, and so putting the bed horizontally to the heater would have kind of trapped that hot air there, and I really don't like it. I kind of like sleeping cold. Clothing rack to right there. I still don't know how I feel about it because it looks a little weird to me, because now I have this whole wall that's blank and it looks really odd. Like, it looks really weird to have this, you know, all of that be filled up and then just have a massive blank wall. Anyways, I think that's it for today. I think that's all for the vlog. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay tuned on my crazy journey here in Calgary and just my whole journey in life and me trying to do photography and create videos and all that, please give this video a like and please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. Anyways, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.